Yardney, and welcome to our weekly Rich Habits, Poor Habits video series where I'm in Australia and Tom's in New York. Hello, Tom, across the ocean there in the United States.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? It's good to be back with you.
Fantastic, Tom. This series has really gained amazing traction. I know on your database it's very, very popular every weekend, and it is in mine, and Facebook's picking it up. So guys who are watching this, and girls, thank you very, very much. And can you do us a favor, please? If you're enjoying this, if you're getting benefit from learning the reports, the research that Tom has done about why the rich keep getting richer and how you can become one of them, please share this with your friends. If you're watching this on Facebook or getting it on Twitter, pass it on. If you're seeing it through either of our blogs, send it to somebody. There's no sales message at the end. We're doing this to pass on the good news and the good messages. We appreciate the great audience we've been picking up from this that is international, but you could pass it on to some others and that'd be great, wouldn't it, Tom?
Yeah, I've been getting emails, Michael, from people thanking me for doing the videos. They seem to really like them, and it's kind of gives them a different perspective when we've got this interaction going on, because we get into things that go a little bit beyond just the writing, you know?
Definitely. So we're in the middle of a series at the moment on the beliefs. Now, this is called Rich Habits, Poor Habits, because in Tom's 5-year study, he found that the rich people have habits that lead to their success and their continuing success, and the average person, and we're not necessarily judging between rich and poor, everyone's very, very valuable, but we're suggesting that the average person has got habits that are leading to their lack of success and lack of wealth. So we're basically talking about habits, but in this subsection of these weekly episodes, we're talking about another segment, which is the beliefs, because your habits all start with the belief, don't they, Tom?
Yeah, and beliefs are so powerful. If you don't believe me, there was a study that was conducted by a Yale professor named Bernie Siegel, and he studied people who had multiple personality disorders. And what was interesting is when one personality took over, there were actual changes in the person's physical appearance. Their eye color changed from brown to blue. Their birthmarks disappeared. All sorts of changes occurred, physical changes, Michael. And so this is how powerful beliefs are. Can you imagine, okay, maybe you won't have a physical change if you change your belief, but you'll go from thinking that you're going to be poor for the rest of your life to thinking that you're going to be rich, and it's going to manifest certain things in your life. There's going to be opportunities that present themselves to you, not because it's magic, but because they're of something called the reticular activating system, which is always on the hunt for the things are in your environment that are consistent with your beliefs. So when you change your beliefs, you really do change your life. It's the truth. It may even take you from poor to rich just simply by changing one or two beliefs. That's how powerful beliefs are.
And it's not metaphysical, Tom. It is very true, and it is science-based, science fact, as you say. And your reticular activating system is your own inbuilt GPS. And it actually filters out all the things, extraneous things that you don't want to hear. You just can't take on all the information that you're getting. And it actually filters things that you're believing and thinking about. Tom, a really good example of that is many years ago when I taught my son Harrison to drive. We were driving down what's the Nepean Highway here where all the car yards are. And he said, "Hey, Dad, have a look at all the Corollas," because he was thinking about that. That's what he wanted to buy. And I said, "Where, Harrison? Look at all the Mercedes." It depends what you're looking at is what you find, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the reticular activating system, Michael. You know, what's also interesting is that RAS, that's what they call it for short, it can actually change your DNA. So it goes down to the cellular level. You know, the idea that beliefs are metaphysical are, you know, that's old science because people didn't understand what was actually physically going on in your subconscious. Your subconscious controls 80% of your body. And it's been around for millions and millions of years, whereas your conscious mind, your neocortex, as opposed to your brainstem and the limbic system, which are your subconscious. Well, the neocortex has only been around for, maybe about a million and a half years. So this subconscious has had millions and millions of years to evolve. It can do things that we still don't understand. And one of the things is it can take a belief and alter your DNA just because of that belief.
Well, in the last couple of weeks, we've spoken about some of the beliefs of successful and rich people as opposed to the average person. So today, let's discuss two of the beliefs that you came out from your 5-year study. And Tom, one of them was that successful people believe that they can accomplish anything.
Yeah, and it's really founded in...
well, anything they put their mind to, they actually realize they've actually got to work on it, don't they, Tom?
Yeah, they do. And this is, there's two ways that this forms. One is if you were just fortunate enough to be raised in a household where parents, instill those beliefs in you. In fact, there's a great article in Time magazine this month. They get into about 7 different families. And one of the families, the parents, they were very poor. They were dirt poor. Then they were immigrants from wherever, but they came to the United States. And the father, every night while the kids were sleeping, for 15 minutes, he sat next to the kids and he would talk into their ears. I can do anything. I can do it if I put my mind to it. And all of these kids grew up to be surgeons, doctors, PhDs. They're running big companies. One of them is running one of the major internet companies right now. So, these beliefs, if you're fortunate enough to be raised in a family where they instill these beliefs, it's like a shortcut to success. But most of us, unfortunately, we're raised in the average household where our parents don't know much about this stuff that we're talking about. So they have to figure it out on their own. I call it the school of hard knocks. And they learn by trial and error. They learn by doing. And then they forge beliefs based on the fact that they overcame obstacles. And when you overcome obstacles, you gain confidence. And then you start believing in yourself.
Well, some people gain confidence, Tom. Sorry to cut over you. But unfortunately, we also know that some people take failure too hard and then they actually disempowers them and gives them poor beliefs, while successful people see that obstacle, that failure, as just another way of moving forward.
Yeah, well, failure is only a failure when you quit, right?
Yep.
So the people who actually fail and quit, well, they might form beliefs that they can never do it. But what I found in my research, Michael, is that the self-made millionaires, what made them self-made was the fact that they just never quit. Some of them went bankrupt. 27% failed in their businesses. And then they started all over again. That's why they became self-made millionaires, because they did not quit. So if you're going to quit, if you're going to fail and then quit, well, you're never going to be successful anyway, and you're going to form beliefs that are going to hold you back. That's what unsuccessful people do. They quit.
So as we're working through the list of the beliefs of successful people opposed to the average person, one of the beliefs that we have to instill is that we can achieve anything we put our mind to. Now, later in the series, Tom, I'd like to have a bit of a chat with you about how we can get rid of the unsupportive beliefs, because we all have those as well, and instill these. But just for one more belief in this particular session this week, Tom, I'd like to talk about the belief of wealthy people, of successful people, about time being a critical resource, an indispensable resource, a most valuable resource, and they make use of it. They make most efficient use of their time, Tom.
Yeah. Actually, to the self-made millionaires in my study, the only valuable resource was time, because they believed that they could always get their hands on money. They just had that belief. They can always get money. So money was never really an issue. It was always time. And so when they looked at whatever they were pursuing, their dream, they had this mindset that they were only going to pursue things that mattered. So what I found in my research is a lot of self-made millionaires said no. They said no to things that didn't matter. They did not waste their time. And when fortunately you figure this out sometimes when you're a year or two into you pursuing your dream, you figure out that there are a lot of people out there that they're all motivated by self-interest. They're not motivated by your self-interest or by their self-interest. And so they waste your time because they're trying to pursue something on their own, and they see you as a conduit. So you have to be on the lookout for that. I've run into this with 4 different people, Michael, who, they said, look, we believe in you, Tom. We think that these rich habits are amazing. We think we can help you get on CNBC, get on Good Morning America, get on the Today Show. And then you pay them some money and nothing happens. And so what I found is you have to be very careful about who you do business with when you're pursuing your dream, because in many cases, those people, there's going to be people that are going to take advantage of you because they're going to try and take your money and they're going to try and take your time. So you got to be very cautious when you're pursuing a dream.
Well, time is a very valuable asset, and I know that I've made more money over the years by saying no to perceived opportunities than by saying yes. I think when you first start off, Tom, a lot of people just try everything and do everything because they don't have the perspective to select what's most valuable. But it's the old 80-20 rule, isn't it? That 20% of your time is going to give you 80% of your results, and in general, 80% of your time is only going to give you 20% of your results. But if you get down deeper, 20% of that 20% of your time is going to give you 80% of the 80% of your results. So you really got to have A, B, C, D activities. Another whole session we can talk about, but time is very valuable.
Yeah, it's the most important resource you have, because when you spend it, it's gone. Money, you can get your hands on money. There are people out there that will be more than happy to throw money at you, especially if they think you're onto something, and if you're providing value. But time is gone once you use it, so you have to be very cautious about your time. You have to focus on what matters. You have to ask yourself, does this matter? Is this going to help move my needle? Move the needle? Is it going to help move me forward? Am I going to get closer to realizing my dream? And if the answer is no, you have to say no.
That's right. You shouldn't be scared of offending people. So in this session, Tom, thanks, we discussed 2 more of the success beliefs that lead to rich habits. And that is, number 1, I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. And number 2, time is a valuable asset, probably the most valuable asset. And these are beliefs that have propelled people to outstanding success. Can we come back next week and discuss a couple more beliefs, please, Tom?
We can come back next week and every week after that, Michael.
Fantastic. Thank you for viewing. And if you could pass it on to just one friend, pass it forward. It would help us spread the message. And you're going to help think positively. That helps, doesn't it, Tom?
It's the key to success. You have to have a positive mental outlook, and you have to be an optimist.
See you next week, Tom. Bye.